Monday, going back to the academy after the summer break was a proper back to school. I was a little bit nervous. It was a day full of emotions, but first let me make you a little recap of what happened in the last episodes. In February, I started attending an art academy here in Milan full-time, just right after my 30th birthday. In fact, I'm taking a break from my corporate career, I hope forever, lol, and spending the past few months doing what I loved in a place that I loved with people I got to meet and love were absolutely the happiest of my life. I documented my progress and what I did in the past few months on my channel, so if you haven't seen the videos, go and watch them now. And support my channel through putting a like to my video, subscribing to my channel, and leaving a comment. You would help me to spread love for art and what I do to all the YouTube world. And back to us, this feels like a whole new season. In fact, I'll put this video under the season 2 playlist on my YouTube channel, although I'll keep counting weeks from the beginning as I used to do. It's actually week 17. What? It was also because my contract at the academy terminates at the end of October, and after that I still don't know what I'm gonna do since I won't be able to afford, unfortunately, another full-time semester. I'm still trying to figure it out, so all the emotions are also caused by the fact that it might be my last few weeks in a place that I really love. But in any case, I will keep studying art, either part-time or by self-taught artists with the new Masters Academy, for example, which I'm gonna keep, and I will keep updating you on my struggles and my achievements. You know, it's a deep and an emotional journey, and I feel it deserves to be normalized and talked through openly and with honesty. So if you're also going through this artistic journey, you deserve to know that you're not alone and we can share this struggle together. Even though today it's Monday, I won't be saying anymore Monday drawing, Tuesday drawing, Wednesday painting, Thursday painting, and that's because the structure of the academy changed a little bit, and to be honest, I still need to understand how it will really work. There won't be any separation anymore between drawing and painting days, but I guess it will depend on the path of a student and on their goals, so I guess I'll surprise you every time. Moreover, the models are not gonna be there every week anymore, and I still don't know how I feel about this, because I was actually looking forward to draw bodies and people. In weeks like this one, when we don't have the model, we'll be focusing on casts. I think it can turn out in something very interesting. In fact, one of my goals for these last few weeks at the academy was to have well-finished academic drawing, and focusing on casts for many hours, I think it's going to be something very useful. In fact, as you know, so far we focused on fast drawings, like not more than 40 minutes, more or less. This started to change a little bit in my last month at the academy in June, and I actually found out that month that focusing on longer poses or longer drawings actually helps a lot with understanding values, with understanding proportions, with the anatomy and the quality of the line. So today, after a few quick studies just to warm up the hand, I started drawing a cast on which I dedicated an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon, and I guess I will be working on it also in the next few days. Although I miss quick sketches, I will keep practicing them at home with the new Masters Academy. In the meantime, I will enjoy the fact of having more time to do more refined drawings. It's something that I really appreciated today, because not rushing to know where to put the line and to think about so many different things that you have to think of in 40 minutes pose was relieving in some sort of sense. So I really appreciated this time today. I guess I will update you in the next few days, because I don't know how the rest of the week will go, which is kind of exciting. It's Tuesday, and today I kept working on the Hermes cast that I started yesterday. I'm spending quite a lot of time on it. I'm actually focusing a lot on details, definition, rendering, and I'm understanding more and more things every hour I spend on it. It's actually like a meditation. I'm really enjoying working on it. I think there is still something that doesn't convince me, because it looked quite finished today, but still, I think I need to sleep over it and understand what's wrong with it and what I want to make different. I think it might be something with the outline, which right now is too consistent and I need to break it a little bit, or maybe it has something to do with the head, with the hair that I put that don't convince me at all right now. So I will see it tomorrow again and decide what to work on to finish it. And today there was kind of a weird vibe at the academy. It was very silent, and I think people were very much focused on drawing their cast. At least I was very focused on it. And also maybe we're taking time to adapt to the new structure of the semester. We're taking time to understand again where we are, what we're doing, and so on. It's very weird to be back actually, and very nice as well. But it takes time to get used to it. It takes a lot of energy out of you as well when you're not used to it anymore. And today there was also the main teacher of the academy. He actually showed us the 3D programs that he uses to make his own works, and it's very inspiring to hear him talking, and I feel so overwhelmed by all the knowledge that I need to learn and that he knows and that I will probably never know. It's very inspiring and motivating. I also had a conversation with him about my midterm goals, what I'm gonna do with my art, on what to focus, and so on. And he advised me to focus on composition at the moment and do some sketches, get some ideas, and so on. So I'm quite looking forward to work on it, and actually I think I'm gonna go now. It's Wednesday and I really like today. First of all, there were my friends. During the breaks, I spent really nice time with them, chatting on art, on life, on what to do with ourselves and our art, and for some reason we always end up talking about this kind of topics. Secondly, I kind of finished the drawing of the Hermes that I was doing after 12 hours of work, which is quite a lot. I would say it's my most refined work so far. Would you say there is more work to do on that? For sure there is. In fact, now that I look at it, I only see problems, mistakes, and other things to fix. But I would say that I will not work any longer on it since I've learned what I wanted to learn the most at the moment. I think I've learned from this cast to be patient, first of all, which is very important for painting. I learned how to use different pencils. I learned lots of anatomy. I learned to touch the cast while I draw, and I also learned how shapes and lights turn with the form, and also I improved a little bit my tratteggio. In fact, I realized that with the really quick poses that we've always had, or the very quick drawings of the cast we've always done, I never managed to take the time to study all these things in as much detail as I managed with this cast. So I really enjoyed it, and I think I will do more in the future. And instead, what would I do differently on this cast? So first of all, I like the outline. So I would love it to be more ethereal, more diverse, since right now it's almost all the same. I don't know if it makes sense, if it's consistent, if it follows the logic. I still need to understand that. Also, I would love to use a lighter pencil even in the initial phases of the drawing, because I'm not satisfied with how the head came out. In fact, it looks a bit dark and a bit messy as well, because the pencil was very soft and I didn't know how to fix that part. Moreover, I want to better split the drawings into phases, going from the generic to the particular to the detail, which is something that it's always been repeated a lot at the academy, but I always realize too late that I'm not doing it enough. And finally, I would love to make the drawing on a smoother paper. I think it will also give it a more realistic effect as well. Let's see, I will try all these things in the future. After that, I started a study of an écorché cast, only the head though, because more and more I'm realizing that I'm very interested in portraits and I would love to know more about that, and knowing the anatomy of the face is super important, something that I'm still not comprehending as much in detail. So I think that the study of the écorché will really help. So first of all, I'm not making it as big as the other cast that I did. In fact, I don't want to spend 12 more hours in it. I made it also smaller and on the side of the paper because I would love to fit in there another study of the écorché seen from a different side of it. I think it's gonna be fun as well. Right now, while drawing the écorché, I'm keeping the anatomy book on my knees and I'm trying to understand every time I'm touching a different part of the head, what the hell is that I'm drawing? I think it's really important because, okay, I'm seeing what the écorché and its parts, but I need to fully understand what I'm looking at. I think that's quite funny as well, and I think that's very necessary to understand the anatomy that that's behind what we're looking at. And you know, in general, I'm seeing all my favorite artists and I know how long it took them to be at the skill level they are, but also at the intellectual level they are. I know how much they studied great masters, how much they practiced, how many books they read. So this is motivating, but it's also making me come to terms with the fact that I will need time. And although I've always known that art takes time, I've always rushed through it a lot because of the little time that I had, you know, by leaving corporate and trying to understand what to do after. The informed and conscious art just takes time, that's it. I don't know how my future will go. I just know that whatever happens, I want to keep taking time for art and putting effort and studying it until I'm pretty satisfied with my skills. I don't know if that will ever happen. That's also the nice thing about art, that it's a continuous research. I don't know what you think about that, but I'm coming to terms with it. And this second season, I feel, is all gonna be about taking my time and not rushing through it all as I did so far. Guys, it's Thursday. Where's the time gone? How is the week already over? I can't believe it. Honestly, regarding today, I found it so fun that this morning I started working on the écorché that I started yesterday, and by 12 a.m. I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna end it here. So the teacher arrived to give me the feedback and he made me notice how I could better turn the shape and focus on some important things, which I'm glad that he told me. So I kept working on it until 2 p.m. more or less. So I was like, okay, now I'm done with it. And then the other teacher came, he made me step back and he made me notice how much I was missing the midtones of the drawing that I was working on. It was crazy. I totally forgot to step back while I was working on it, so I was always very close to the drawing and I totally didn't notice this thing. So guys, remember to step back, because then I started working on it again and I finished it when the class finished. You know, thanks God I stepped back, because at the end I was pretty happy with the result, with how it turned out. And you know, there is this legend of Sargent. Apparently in his studio he used to have a long carpet and at every brush stroke he used to step back 10 steps. So yeah, we should all remember to step back. So the first week is over. I'm discovering that the structure changed quite a lot, so I'm quite adapting to the new structure. It's not easy because obviously I was used to something different. You have the model always there, you have much quicker times as well to work, but I'm kind of enjoying taking my time to focus a little bit more. Maybe it's a step that I should have done a little bit earlier, and I actually don't mind the current structure too much. I think it's closer to what I would have always wanted from the academy. So let's see how it's gonna be next week. There's gonna be a model. I'm super excited about it, and we'll see if I'm still able to draw the model. I guess we'll see in the next video. So before saying goodbye, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and comment letting me know if you enjoyed the video. Bye!